if you need to take time to rest and to recharge, if you're running on E, then do not burn yourself out because somebody else has made you feel guilty or made you feel like you're selfish, because you're not. Because when you push yourself and you don't put your health first, you're not going to be able to help anybody, and that's just facts. Hey you all, it's Amber from the Ostomy Diaries, and I'm back with another episode of Behind the Bag. Today's episode is titled Friendships Gone Wrong. If you have a chronic illness or an ostomy or whatever the hurdle is that you have to jump over in your day-to-day life, I'm sure you've experienced issues with relationships and friendships. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about how I was straight up being treated as a doormat. I was being talked down to, made to feel less than. I was dealing with guilt and anxiety and even depression, all from people that I thought were my friends. I hope this video encourages you. I told y'all it's going to be real. I'm going to get really real. And this is one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult videos that I've ever filmed, because it's so personal and it's something that caused me so much grief. So I hope this encourages you. I hope you can relate to this. So let's talk about the person behind the bag. So navigating relationships and friendships as someone with an illness can be really tough. It is hard to get people who don't have an ostomy or don't have Crohn's disease to understand what it's like to live with Crohn's disease or an ostomy. But what I want you to realize in this whole video is there's a difference in not understanding and asking questions and just being straight up mean. There's a difference. So I'm going to give you all a couple examples, and they may sound a little bizarre, but these were things that were actually said to me by people that I cared about deeply. The first one that sticks out in my mind, give you a little backstory. I'm a teacher. I had worked all day. At this particular time in my life, I was really struggling with dehydration, and I had to go get my Entyvio infusion after school. I have to drive an hour, sometimes more, with traffic to the place where I get my infusion. I have to get it in an infusion center because that's where my insurance covers it. Some of the symptoms that I feel with Entyvio, I get really tired for a couple days after, and my joints hurt. The joints in my hands hurt and my knees hurt, and it's just a symptom that I've experienced. It usually goes away in a couple days. This is not medical advice. I'm just letting you know what was going on with me this particular day. So all that is happening. Well, there was an event this particular night. I'm not going to say where or give any details because I'm rising above. There was an event. Some people, a group that I was a part of, were going to be handing out food to people in need. So this particular day, it was sleeting, it was beginning to snow. I just had my infusion, I worked all day, I already wasn't feeling well. It just wasn't a good day mentally, emotionally, and physically for me. So this person messaged me and they said, hey, are you coming to this event tonight? I messaged them back and I said, hey, you know what, I'm not gonna come. I've had a really long day, I'm exhausted, I just got my infusion, I'm not feeling well. It's starting to snow outside. We were going to be handing out the food outside. I don't want to make myself sick and get run down. This sounds bizarre, but I kid you not, this is what was said back to me. The cold does not make you sick. Germs make you sick, but whatever. And y'all keep in mind, this was not the first rude thing that this person had said to me, and this was somebody that I really cared about. And I don't know why. I guess I just didn't have as thick of a skin yet. I hadn't had enough yet. I let this person make me feel like I wasn't enough, like I wasn't doing enough. And so after this particular event, I went home and I cried. And I cried a lot. And it made me feel like, oh, I'm a selfish person. I'm not able to go help these people in need. I should be able to do that. It caused me tremendous anxiety, because I feel like I had let that person down. I feel like I had let the group down. I feel like I was letting the people in need down. And I just want to tell you, before I tell you the next scenario, you cannot help other people if you don't take care of yourself. One of my favorite quotes of all time, y'all know I live my life by inspirational quotes and Bible verses. One of my favorite quotes is, you cannot fill someone else's cup up if your cup is empty. And y'all, my cup was empty. And she knew my cup was empty because this person was very close to me. And they knew about my ostomy and about my Crohn's disease and about how I felt after my infusions, and whether it was the cold or the germs or whatever. If you need to take time to rest and to recharge, if you're running on E, then do not burn yourself out because somebody else has made you feel guilty or made you feel like you're selfish, because you're not. That does not make you a selfish person. That does not make you a bad person. That does not make you a bad friend. That doesn't mean that you're not there for people. It doesn't mean that you don't care about other people, people in need, whatever it may be, whatever the thing is that you're being pressured to do. It does not make you a bad person if you need rest and you can't go. And it doesn't make you a bad person if you have to say no 20 times in a row. It doesn't matter if the whole month of December, one of your friends asks you to do something every single day that month, even if it's for charity or for whatever reason. It doesn't make you a bad person if you have to say no every single time because of your health or your ostomy, or because you're dehydrated, or because you're tired, or because you are just mentally overwhelmed, or because your job, or whatever your hurdle is that you have to try to jump over every single day to just live your life. It doesn't make you a bad person, and you're not wrong, and your feelings are valid. And I want you to hear that. I know it sounds like I'm getting really revved up, because I am, because this is personal to me, because I cried and I felt like a bad person and I felt guilty and I felt less than, and I felt honestly like a piece of crap. Like, I've got this illness, I can't do anything, and I even doubted myself. I thought, well, maybe I should just push myself. No, because when you push yourself and you don't put your health first, you're not going to be able to help anybody, and that's just facts. So, on to the second scenario that really stands out, and this is the really difficult one for me to talk about, and the really personal one, and this cut me so deep. It hurt me so deeply, and it still hurts. It still hurts today. But I told you all I was going to be real. I told you I was going to share the person and the emotions behind the bag, and the things I'm going through and how I process them. So I'm going to share this with you. So this was also a conversation and a situation with someone that I thought was one of my very best friends. And we were talking because I had to cancel a plan because I had been on antibiotics for a UTI. It wasn't sitting well with my gut. If you're new to my channel, I have Crohn's disease. I was just having a really hard time. I was having a lot of diarrhea in my ostomy bag, and so I canceled the plans, and I told the person what I just told you. Hey, I'm really struggling. I'm on this antibiotic, blah, blah, blah. And this person said back to me, it's always something with your health. I don't even believe that people have that many doctor's appointments or that many things come up. And we kind of bantered back and forth for a little bit, and I was like apologizing, and I was like, I'm really sorry that I can't do this. I just can't make it. I don't feel well. I've got another doctor appointment to go back in because I needed another pill, because not only was I having diarrhea, but it had caused a yeast infection. And it was this conversation back and forth, and it led to this person not only saying it's always something with your health, they also said to me, well, you have time for the ostomy diaries, and I know that that's your ministry, but I think you do it for attention. That hurt me worse than anything that anyone could have said to me. I know you call the ostomy diaries your ministry, and it was put in quotes, your ministry. Y'all know I'm a person of faith, and you know that I share about God and what He's done through my life, through Crohn's disease and my ostomy bag. And I believe in prayer, and scripture out of the Bible has really helped me. And so not only was that jabbing is something so deeply personal to me, which is my faith and Christianity, which is my religion, and God, He's the reason I'm here. And so that's why I share about Him. And, I've gotten comments before about sharing my faith on a health advocacy platform, and I was like, I'm always going to do it, because God is why I'm here. He is why I am able to live and breathe and talk and keep going. And I'm getting emotional just talking about it. And I get awkward when I get emotional. I don't like emotion. And that's why this has not been a video that I have ever filmed. But not only was that jabbing at something that was so important to me, my faith and God, it was jabbing at the Ostomy Diaries. And the reason the Ostomy Diaries is so important to me and so personal to me is because I did not want an ostomy bag. She accused me of, I think you do it for attention. I don't know if she was referencing, occasionally I share something about my journey with an ostomy, like if I have a good doctor's appointment, or if I'm hospitalized, I'm asking for prayer, I share that on my personal page. I have shared in church about my experience, part of my testimony, because I was asked to by my pastor. And I went to counseling with my pastor every week for almost a year after my surgery. But the reason it hurt me, that you want to I know Ostomy Diaries is your ministry, but I think you just do it for attention, is because I didn't want the ostomy bag. I had thoughts laying in the ICU room of the hospital, if I can't deal with this bag, I will kill myself. And I even thought of ways that I would do it. This is not the kind of attention that I wanted for my life. I didn't want, as a teenager in high school, to get Crohn's disease. I didn't want to have a bag of literal poop on my stomach. And I know that I'm so positive about my ostomy all the time, and I'm so thankful for it. I am so thankful that God allowed my surgeon to be able to perform this surgery safely and effectively, and that it has been an effective way to achieve remission for a while for me. And I'm so thankful that I have ostomy supplies, and I'm so thankful for all of you. But I didn't want this attention. This is not the attention that I set out to try to get with my life, especially as a it started to get really bad when I was 24, single, young girl. I feel like I was still just a kid even then. I'm only 30 now, and I know I still feel like a kid, but it's not what I wanted for my life. I don't want to have to worry about, is this ostomy product covered on my insurance? Am I going to have to take off work for another appointment? Do I have to go to my GI checkup? Do I have to go get blood work? Do I have to go get a scope done? Do I have to check in with my primary care physician? Do I have to go to my dermatologist because I also have skin psoriasis? Do I have to worry about what nutrients I'm getting today because I don't have a colon and I don't absorb things like a normal person? Am I going to be able to stay hydrated today? Am I going to feel tired today? Am I going to feel so exhausted just from doing normal day-to-day things that I feel like I'm going to collapse and just fall in the floor? Am I going to be able to walk to my car and drive myself home? I didn't want that for my life. And so the Ostomy Diaries has been a way for me to make peace with this journey, because for me it had to mean something. I've shared with you all Ecclesiastes chapter 3 before. For everything there is a season, there's a time and purpose for everything that happens to us. And that's what the Bible says, and I believe it with all my heart. I think everything happens for a reason. So that's why I share with you guys, from the really bad to the really, really good, the lows and highs of my life and my experiences and my stories and what I'm going through. Because if making all these videos or posts or whatever it may be, if doing all this causes one person to want to keep going and to continue to choose life and to not want to give up because of something that I've said, then having an ostomy bag is 100% worth it, and I'll do it 1,000 times over. And this person knew that. This person had heard me share my testimony. This person knew me before my surgery. They knew me while I was in the ICU. They knew me while I was in the hospital for over 50 days. They knew about my ostomy and my Crohn's, and I thought we were close. And, you know, for that person to say it's always something with your health, I know it's always something because I'm the one dealing with it. Every single day I'm dealing with it. There's a hurdle for me to jump over. Some days it's easy to jump over it, but some days I just feel like I'm jumping over this hurdle and my foot catches and then I fall on a track and smack my face, and I'm scratched up and beaten down. And I know it's always something because I'm the one always having to do something. And I'm not saying this to be like, poor pitiful me. No, hear me. I have a great life and I am blessed beyond measure, and I have an amazing support system. I have an amazing husband and amazing parents and sister and niece and friends and co-workers, and I have some really, really amazing people in my life. But it was a journey, and it was a journey recognizing who my tribe was. And so what I want to tell you all today, if you have someone that makes you feel less than and makes you feel guilty or selfish or like you're not giving enough of yourself because of an illness, a doctor appointment, an ostomy, a headache, because you stubbed your big toe, whatever your reason is that you need to take a minute and recharge or rest, whatever that is, don't let them make you feel bad about it, because if they're making you feel bad about it and they're trying to pull you down, then they're already beneath you. And you don't need that kind of energy in your life. And you certainly don't need friends like that, because they're not real friends. I have found the whole world is not mean. The whole world is not inconsiderate. There are nice people out there. Whether you meet them online, in a support group, at work, there are people who care. And like I said, there's a difference in asking questions and maybe even sounding a little bit hateful, especially if it's over text, because it's hard to read people over text. But there's a difference in someone saying, hey, why are you tired all the time? Or why do you have to cancel plans? And asking you questions and trying to understand. There is a huge difference in that and someone gaslighting you, making you feel like crap, making you feel like you're not good enough, and making you doubt yourself, and causing you anxiety and depression and grief. There's a huge difference, and you do not need to let those people in your inner circle. You need to let go of anybody or anything that is making you feel that way, and you need to step into the calling that God has on your life, because He has one, and He has a purpose for you. And there are people, I know, especially here online, there are people who get it. I get it. There's so many others that get it. There's people who will love you. And you know, I just want to take this time, if any of my friends are watching this, I know some of my co-workers and friends watch these, thank you. Thank you for being awesome and supporting me and loving me. And I am so grateful for you all. You all are how I keep going. And to my Ostomy Diaries followers, I know that some of you have been dealt a really crappy hand, but how you choose to look at it and who you choose to surround yourself with is going to be monumental in your success and in your life. I read a quote one time. I see all these memes and stuff on the internet and Instagram. I don't know who said it, but it said if it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. People can be too expensive. Don't waste your time, don't waste your energy, and don't waste your peace on people who are trying to bring you down. I know it's hard to let go. It's hard to put up those barriers of, hey, you can only come so close to my inner peace because I'm not letting you steal it from me. I'm not letting you rob me of my joy. It's hard. There were times I had to finally cut these people out of my life, and it sucked. It was the worst. There were times where I had like a life event and I wanted to tell them about it, and I couldn't. And I cried to Joel about it, and it's almost like you have to detox that out of your life, that bad energy, because you get so used to it that it almost seems normal. It's not normal. It's not normal, and your feelings are valid. So, I hope that this video helped encourage you. I hope it helped encourage you to put up those healthy boundaries, to let someone go. Cut them out of your life if you need to. I know it's hard, and I'm here for you. I want to hear from you guys. If you've gone through something like this, put it down in the comments, because I want to see if these gaslighting meanie butts are they all getting lines from the same playbook, because I have heard from a lot of people who have gone through things exactly like I have. So we're on this together. You've got a friend in me. I'm pretty sure that was Disney movie where that is. But I'm here for you guys. I love hearing from you, and I hope this encourages you, and I hope that you have an amazing and happy 2022. Yes, 2022. It's almost 2022. That's crazy. All right. If you haven't done so yet, check me out on social media at the Ostomy Diaries, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye!